in South Florida already. I think that this is a scenario where Belichick's saying we don't want to get it caught off guard. We'll take the chance of bringing our guys down to South Florida for a few extra nights. The heat is brutal. What I can tell you about the stadium is there's a big canopy over it in South Florida, and the sun, there's shade over the home bench, over the field, over the stands. There is sun on one part of the field, and that is the visitor's sideline. There is a difference in temperature of over 20 degrees between the home sideline and the visitor's sideline. The heat is real. If you can get used to it, that's probably a good thing.
It's not news at all. I understand what Jeff is saying, because it is true. You want to get acclimated with the conditions down in Florida. It only becomes hot news because it's Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots, and all of a sudden he goes to a place where he suffered in the past against the Miami Dolphins. For whatever reason, in week one, it's hot. And the humidity in Boston, I'm sure, is thick, but it's nowhere near as thick as it is in South Florida. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's going down there in Miami. First of all, the team's not staying in Miami. They're not in South Beach. So they won't be at the club hanging out at Prime 112 doing their off time, because Bill Belichick's teams and players that play for him, they don't get into trouble. If you ever notice, there's never any hotel incidents or anything like that. They fall in line.
Oh, that's what they used to say about us at Duke, too. We never get in trouble. But when there's a car service number key, Prime 112, 11, Live, they're all there. It's all hot for a reason. I'm not saying that they're going to do it. But when you're in Miami as a basketball player, there are reasons why Miami is pretty much undefeated when you play against them on the road. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but it's not news for the reasons that
It's like the dabble in
enumerated.
Have some fun.
Jalen Ramsey, about an hour to get to South Beach. If they can get to and get everything done and get back, hold on, you act like you have to go down to South Beach. You can always bring South Beach to you.
That's right.
Yeah, but they don't. It's a different organization, though, Jay.
Okay.
Bill ain't having it.
Okay.
That's why Tom isn't there
I like
anymore.
that conversation, though.
I'm just throwing it out there, Jeff.
That's a hot conversation.
Yeah, hot conversation.
That's good stuff.
Jalen Ramsey refuses to hand out compliments to the Bills, saying, quote, "I'm not about to sit up here and boost them up." Hot news or not news?
It's not news, but I love it. I'm all for players, first of all, being like, I'm not going to give them their flowers yet. It's week one. And also, I think the Bills are a super talented team, but the Rams are pretty good, right? I think that they deserve their flowers as well. So, hey, I'm all for Jalen Ramsey saying, if you want to beat the champ, you got to beat the champ. The Bills, to me, have done a lot of good things, but before I sit here and crown them myself, I want to see them do something more than just make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, I echo everything that Jeff Darlington said. Take it away. Everything you said. I mean, it's cute, it's good. I hear Jalen. But at the end of the day, man, let's stop with the Bills stuff, though. Bills are cool. Yeah. They like the Chargers. They cool. But what have they actually done?
The difference is they've been to key. They've taken step by step. They went to the playoffs.
At the end of the day, where were you at for Super Bowl last year?
Exactly.
Okay. And by the way, I agree.
You were watching the Super Bowl just like me. And
the
just
hype
like
on the Bills is a little bit much. But, Jay, the bottom line was whoever touched the ball last was going to win that game. And it was Mahomes. But Josh Allen came as close as you could.
Yeah, look, I'm cool with there being hype around the Bills, JD. You know, I like that. But I like the fact that I think this is hot news for Jalen Ramsey, because this is what subtle trash talk looks like. You know what I mean? This is football's going to prove it. All the hype, blah, 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 great. Let's get on the field and play football. I like that kind of trash talk.
Tyler Lockett says Seahawks fans should cheer Russell Wilson in week one. Hot news or not news, Jeff Darlington?
It's the right news. Yes, the Seahawks. I mean, look, I'm not trying to say that they should cheer him during the game, but I think that he deserves the proper respect that he earned in his time in Seattle. I don't think that'll last into the game itself, but this doesn't feel like some crazy heated rivalry where it's just like what happened when Tom Brady went back to New England. Everybody realized as soon as he got back that he was going to be cheered, no matter what everybody expected to do at that moment. He will be cheered, and then he will be rooted against, appropriately so. So not really news, I guess.
Yeah, not news at all. He should be cheered and celebrated, and if they do a pregame celebration, highlights, whatever the case is, I wouldn't have a problem with it at all. He was there for 10 years. took him to, or went to 2 Super Bowls with Pete Carroll, won one, lost one. Yeah, you give him what he's supposed to deserve and keep it moving.
Look, man, Russell Wilson is a bona fide professional. Like, he is a role model for a lot of kids who want to play this game. And what he did in that community, how he handled himself in that organization, I think deserves to be praised.
Yeah, of course you cheer for Russell Wilson. Come on.
By the way, the problem is then he's going to absolutely smoke his former team, and then they're not going to be cheering by the
They're going to be looking at Geno Smith and Drew Lockett.
Let me ask you this, though, Jeff. Jeff, you said that he's going to smoke them. So let me ask you this question. Who do you think knows more about one another? Pete Carroll knows more about Russell, or Russell knows more about Pete?
Ooh.
No, I think you're probably right about that, T. Like, I think that Pete probably does know a lot about him. I just think that the Denver team altogether is just so much more powerful than Seattle. I'm not saying it's all going to be on Russell, but I still go back to Aaron Rodgers. There's a reason why he was eyeing Denver as the team to join, just like Tom Brady eyed the Bucs. It was a talented roster. And just one more thing. I just think that Denver Broncos, not to try to segue away from your point, I just think the Denver Broncos are going to be really, really good this year.
Well, you did just segue away from it.
That was a professional transition.
Okay, how about this one, Jeff?
How about this transition, or?
No. The plans for the Bears' new stadium include a dome. Is that hot news or not news?
I hate that, man. That's hot news. I don't know, man. Like, I get it. I understand why we have to have domes. And I love them personally because I'm soft. And anytime my boss tells me where I'm going and it involves a dome, I celebrate. That being said, I'm just like Buffalo. Like, I don't want a dome in Buffalo. I don't want a dome in Chicago. I think that you got to kind of maintain a little bit of that cold weather thing. And I get it. They'll probably have a Super Bowl in Chicago at some point. We'll all freeze in early February there. But I don't want to see a dome in Chicago.
Yeah, it's hot news to me because why would you put a dome in Chicago and take away your home field advantage that you have? I mean, that's really the only thing you have right now is your home field advantage. Your team's not good. You better hope that it's freezing damn cold when them teams come up. But maybe they're just thinking that Green Bay plays in the cold weather, so it doesn't really affect Green Bay when Green Bay's in Chicago. You know, Minnesota goes there, and they're a dome team, so depending on when they get Minnesota and Detroit throughout the year, maybe that's the way that they're looking at it, and they're saying to themselves, we're going to be in this division for a long time, so it really doesn't matter with these other teams.
Maybe they like to host some Super Bowls, you know?
Exactly.
Chicago in February for the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, listen, but you know, you go to Minnesota or wherever, you know, like it's going to be cold, but you know, at least this way you have the chance to do it. That is hot news, not news.
Our show remotely
with the great Jeff Darlington.
All right,
thanks, guys. Sorry I couldn't see your gorgeous faces today. You know what I mean?
We see your mug.
It is a shame I look especially handsome today. It is true.
Did you choose this headshot, Jeff? Did you choose the official ESPN headshot?
Did I choose it?
Yeah, or did they do it for you?
Did I pick mine? No, they picked mine for me. Did you pick yours?
Yeah, I picked mine.
I didn't pick mine.
See, that's the difference, guys. That's the difference. It's not
that's
in
in
the
Jay's
paycheck,
contract.
it's in the power.
Hey, Jeff,
Okay?
Jay
It's
can
in the
only
power.
be photographed from one angle, like Mariah Carey back in the day.
I can only go left.
That's right. All right, thank you,
I
Jeff.
got to make some calls now.
Exactly.
In other words, he's leaving us.
Hey, 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. You know what? I want